on his greatest opponent, himself.
He cannot differentiate how to behave in the ring and how to behave out of the ring. He's had at least 10 restraining orders. He went to prison for assault.
Drugs.
He's in denial of all of this.
I'm here to get better, not to get criticized, to get put down. Do you not like yourself?
Breakdowns.
I didn't want to cry on the show, man. I want to hurt myself. Why? Why do you deserve to be hurt?
And breakthroughs.
I'm not here to judge you at all. I'm here to help you. Let's do it.
So, everybody, here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
Today is going to be a changing day in your life.
5, 4.
Get ready. Take care of you.
The winner by technical knockout and new USBA middleweight champion, Brian the Bull Barbosa.
Well, that announcement was something two-time interim world middleweight champion Brian Barbosa heard over 30 times during his career. But that bell, which often declared a knockout victory, is something Brian may never hear again, because this former champ is now fighting his toughest opponent ever, himself. Now, I know most of you are not former world champion boxers or living with one, but that doesn't mean this story isn't for you. Everyone deals with hardships. Everyone deals with things they have to overcome. And you're going to learn what it takes today to be a champion in your own life. But first, Brian's fiancée, Gina, says when she met Brian nearly 3 years ago, he was a shell of a man, much less a world champion. Take a look.
Brian moved in with myself and my other roommates about 6 months after we met because his girlfriend had kicked him out and he needed help. So when Brian came to me, he had no birth certificate, no social security card, no license, no car. He had nothing. He was homeless for over a decade. I knew what I was getting into when I agreed to help him. He had a history of addiction and violence.
Look at me, I don't care about that. I don't want to be that person no more.
He's had at least 10 restraining orders in the past. He went to prison for assault. So at this point, my parents have had enough. They're basically speechless, and they're constantly asking me, Gina, what are you doing? How long are you going to do this?
You're going to break my foot, Brian. It's on video, so let the door open.
I literally had to become his lawyer, his executive secretary, his nutritionist, his boxing manager, and his overall life coach, mentor, advocate.
If I release him back to the streets, he will victimize other women. If he gets his license very soon, he will get behind the wheel of a car and he could kill himself or other people.
I knew what I was getting into. I knew I was going to have to go through the fire for the potential and possibility for him to get well.
Well, Gina, this is a full-time challenge with this individual because this is not something that just cropped up overnight. He's been fighting this for a long, long time, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
And
his whole life, really.
Right. And he was homeless for how long?
He wouldn't say he was homeless because he always found somebody to take him in.
Right.
So my version of homeless is a little bit different. So at least over a decade.
You say he can get violent, and you're afraid if he was just cut loose and on the street, he could certainly get violent. He has the ability to really do damage because this is a trained professional. Yeah,
his hands are registered weapons.
Yeah, a world champion middleweight.
Yeah.
And now he says that he will walk off the stage if you embarrass him. What is he afraid you're going to embarrass him with?
He's developed narcissistic ways, and so he's a liar. And I say that I'm just trying to be transparent.
Yeah.
He's trying to cover the truth and put on a mask that everything is great and fine and wonderful. But I can't live like that, and the truth has to be told. For him to get well, he's going to start telling the truth.
You knew a lot about him when you met him.
I did. Well, I kind of summed him up. I mean, I work with drug addicts. I was a drug addict.
You're a trained professional in this arena.
Yes,
right?
exactly. Yep. Yeah, I have 30 years experience personally and professionally. I've been through my own fire. I was that victim. I was abused terribly. I should not be here today. I have my own story, and I've used my story to help a lot of other women and men. It doesn't matter to me, anybody I can help. So I am a certified recovery coach. I'm a licensed chaplain, a licensed outreach minister. But he is an extreme case, and that's why this is my last resort.
Yeah, gotcha.
You know.
So how did Brian go from boxing title holder to being destitute? Gina says Brian would say it has a whole lot to do with the demons in his head. Let's listen to this and you'll see what we mean.
When I have an issue that I'm not comfortable with, I automatically go off the grid.
So Brian's been diagnosed with antisocial personality disorder, PTSD, ADHD, learning disability, traumatic brain injury, and substance abuse.
My brain, Gina, my brain. I haven't slept in 2 days.
What impacts me today is my depression, my anxiety, my traumatic brain injury from my boxing. Because of all the fights that I've had, it's hard for me to focus. I'm worried about my thought process. Every good thought and proper thought shuts down, and all the evilness of this world comes in.
In his mind, Brian lives in his own reality, so everything is Brian's. You know, every girl he meets, if he moves in with her, it's his house. So Brian has the mentality of what's mine is mine and what's yours is mine.
I'm worried about my brain injury.
So Brian's memory is incredibly bad. I could tell him something and literally 30 seconds later, he's asking me the same question. He definitely has paranoia over several different things. Me cheating on him all the time.
You cheated because you're smoking crack, you slut.
His paranoia is happening literally as we're filming Dr. Phil. 20 missed calls from him. This is what's been happening as we're shooting. Like, he's blowing up my phone. He's paranoid. He's, like, making comments like, oh, yeah, you're filming. Yeah, okay. Because he's upstairs and he can't be down here. He's freaking out. An hour we've been filming. He thinks there's something else going on other than filming. I've seen the beast that the other women have told me about. It's like his face changes and it's evil and it's almost like he's possessed.
Well, Brian, it's good to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Doug.
And I'm glad that you came here. And let me tell you straight up, I'm not here to judge you at all. I'm here to help you. A lot of people could judge you, and I'm not here to do that. I'm here to help you. And I've grown up in athletics, and I had to stop athletics because of a brain injury. And I've been there, so I've got some empathy for what you're dealing with. So don't think I'm here to throw you under the bus, because I'm not. I just want to get real about what's going on, and I want to start by you telling me, when things are good with you, and everybody is on a roller coaster, when things are good with you, what's it like to be you? What's a good day in your life like?
Thank you. I'm the best person you'll ever meet. I love my daughters. I love children. I have a grandson there. You know, my first little boy. You know, he's only like 5 months, and this guy's like, you know, my heart. I'm trying not to cry. Thank you, sir. Thank you. You know, so I'm keeping this.
I ain't gonna take it away from you.
No, it's just Dr. Phil on it, so you can sign it after.
Well, I'm the last guy. I'm the last guy going to try to take something away from you.
You know.
I got another question for you. Gina says that Brian's brain has definitely been damaged from violent blows in the ring, but that he also has a drug and alcohol addiction that hasn't helped him over the years. Now, Brian says addiction is not the problem. We're going to talk about that, and I've got another important question for Brian right after the break.
Tomorrow on Dr. Phil, from van life to vanished.
Human remains were discovered, consistent with the description of Gabby Petito.
Inside the disappearance and death of Gabby Petito. Her best friend's disturbing allegations against fiancé Brian Laundrie. Witnesses who claim they saw Brian acting strangely. And clues from her final social media postings. That's tomorrow.
It's your plug and play. It's your best of both. It's gonna be okay. It's your thinking green, looking mean, taking charge of tomorrow, vehicle for change. It's your journey, evolved. Lease an Ioniq Electric for $179 a month, or a Kona Electric for only $199 a month. Hurry in.
For millions of people in America, a daily meal isn't a choice between different dishes. It's a choice between food and other crucial needs, like medicine, electricity, or childcare. Food shouldn't be an impossible choice. Now you have a choice too. How will you choose to end hunger? Take action this September during Hunger Action Month.
Turn hard-working days into happy nights. Our battery AK Homeowner series starts at just $199.99. Real steel. Find yours at over 10,000 local steel dealers.
Tuesday's estimated Mega Millions jackpot is $432 million. Make sure to add Megaplier to increase your non-jackpot prize up to $5 million. Please play responsibly.
What does it mean to be an investigative journalist?
To be a Target 12 investigator.
To bring you in-depth reporting.
We tell the stories that need to be told.
To get to the truth, no matter what obstacles are thrown our way.
Talk to sources, get the facts, and get the information to you.
The Target 12 Investigators, only on 12 News.
If you could just finance a car, life would be so much easier. And with Byrider's low down days, it can be. This month, a great deal starts with just $199 down. And we'll keep you on the road with a great warranty or optional service plan. So hurry in to check out our inventory and start moving forward. Begin your online application today at Byrider.com.
Regina says her fiancé, Brian, abuses drugs and alcohol, not every day of his life, but when he does, it's like throwing gasoline on an already out-of-control fire. Take a look.
You slut.
Yeah, right. Let's go. Come on. When Brian is drunk, he calls me the most disgusting, vulgar names that I would never repeat on television. He will drive me crazy, asking to go out for a drink over and over again until I get worn down and worn out enough where I just give in. We'll go get a drink.
And I'll fool her into having a drink, and then I'll have a drink, and then I'll keep having another one and another one.
So the drinks then lead to him wanting to get a bag of cocaine, at which point I have surrendered and given up because I cannot fight any longer. If I try to stop him, he'll just take off and he'll be gone for a day, 2 days. I just never know.
Give me my car back.
He will literally physically stumble out the door, bouncing off the walls, and leave the house on a mission to find coke or crack. He'll either hang out on the streets for hours or he'll end up hanging out at one of his homies' houses. Just last week, he went on a bender for 3 days, ended up spending about $1,000, came home broke.
So why are you in my couch right now?
Because I'm looking for
You know what? You already tore up my couch, so it's time to stop.
When When Brian is high, he gets paranoid that he hid something, and so he will pick apart anything that is the closest thing to him, swearing that he left or hid some drugs in there, or he'll accuse me of stealing his drugs.
You lost your weed?
No, I got my weed. I'm just saying, lose my weed, woman.
The love of his life, I named her Crackahol, because a man that loves something that much and is willing to lay down his life for her, sacrifice his children, sacrifice his, quote, wife, is clearly in love with that.
I asked you what it's like on a good day when things are really good in your life. Tell me what it's like on a really dark day. Do you not like yourself? What do you say to yourself?
Cry on the show, man. I didn't want to cry on the show.
That's okay. Just talk through the tears. It doesn't matter.
I want to hurt myself even more. You know what I'm saying?
Why? Why do you deserve to be hurt?
Because I didn't feel worthy of being loved when I was a kid, you know? The reason why I became the fighter that I became was because that was the only, for me, it was the only attention I could get from people. You know what I mean? Oh, they love me now, I'm the champ. You know? As far as my mother's concerned, my mother gave me up to my grandparents. She would promise me that she'd come get me, but I'd sit there and wait. Now, when you promise a child that you're going to go get them, or that they're going to be with you again, and the mother doesn't show up, I go crazy, man. Like, what? My mother didn't come when she's supposed to in there counting days, like I'm in prison or something, you know? And it tore me up. And it's a shame to say so, but it's hurting me today. You know, I'm 47 years old, you know, and I missed out because of my drug use and because of my drinking. I missed out on a lot of things.
Tell me about Jody.
Come on, man.
You worry that she's going to leave you?
Absolutely.
You were abandoned by your mother and Jody left you. You think she's going to leave you?
Just answer the question. That would be good.
If it impacts your family, your money, your safety, count on 12 News.
We're committed to bringing you the news you need.
In-depth coverage means we bring you more details on the big local stories.
And we're always on the scene of breaking news.
At one point, we saw more than a dozen police cruisers here. The investigation into this shooting continues.
Plus, plan for the day ahead with your first forecast in the first 5 minutes.
12 News at 10 on Fox Providence.
It's coverage you can count on.
Hurt in a car wreck, it's your health, your money, and your pain and suffering. Want what's best? I'm attorney Rob Levine, the heavy hitter. And around here, you matter.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 1-800-LAW-1222.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Who am I? Wow, is that really me? Under eye bags and wrinkles are so frustrating. I came across Plexiderm and I was so excited. We have a model. All he's doing is taking a small amount. It's so powerful. That's all it takes. Tightens the skin and smooths it out. Gently rub it underneath your eyes, on your fine lines and wrinkles, and it visibly disappears in as little as 10 minutes. But, I felt something happening, but I had no idea. Like, I have so many dark circles. I have the puffiness. I have the lines. Like, it's amazing. Holy words I can't say on camera. I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. Feels great. Looks even better.
At our $14.95 price, it's the best way to try Plexiderm and see it work for yourself after your first application. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Cox
keeps you connected with Cox Internet starting at $29.99 per month. You can enjoy reliable Wi-Fi all over your house when you add panoramic Wi-Fi. Protect your connected devices from online threats with advanced security. And even pause your Wi-Fi to bring everyone together. Get Cox Internet starting at $29.99 per month. Ask about adding panoramic Wi-Fi.
What was that? We just settled a really big case. We ring the bell every time we settle a case. Just another busy day. Car wreck? Call me, and I'll ring the bell for you.
Call 1-800-LAW-1222.
Tell me about Jody.
Come on, man. Jody, huh? Jody was the only thing, the closest thing that... She was my soulmate. She was what Gina is now, man. So when she passed away, I felt like I was abandoned again. You know, so I didn't care about my daughter, our daughter. I didn't care about my other daughters. I didn't care about me. I also used an excuse, her death as an excuse for people to feel bad for me to go do degrading things, and I hated my life, man. I hated my life.
How did she die?
Car accident. So that's another thing I have that I'm like, I feel so guilty about. So I carry guilty, hurt, depression, all that stuff for my head.
You have those feelings about Gina now.
Oh, yeah, Gina's my new Jody.
You feel close to her.
I love that woman.
Do you worry that she's going to leave you?
Absolutely.
You were abandoned by your mother and Jody left you. You think she's going to leave you?
I don't think she's, well, I hope she doesn't leave me.
Well, you certainly test her every day.
Well, that's over after this show, that's for sure.
Are you testing her? Are you trying to see if she'll leave you?
It's over. I'm not testing you no more, I promise.
Just answer the question. That would be good.
Excuse me?
Do you think that's why you do that? Are you trying to see if she'll leave you?
No, it's fear.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a yes.
Okay.
I mean, you're afraid she's going to leave you, so you're trying to test her to see if she will. Does it feel good when you wake up and she's still there? Does it feel good at least for a little while?
I feel bad.
That you did that?
Yeah.
How do you get where you don't feel like you have to earn your right to stay around? Some people love you when you're a champion, but of course when you're not, they have no use for you.
That's so true.
You're a cash cow when you're a champion, and when you're not, they move on, right?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of hard to answer because I kind of forgot what you just said. I'm so sorry.
No, I understand. Listen, I get it. What I'm saying is you grow up in a world where you have to earn your right to be around. And you said that. You said, I got to do better and better and better. And that's so they'll let me stay around. If I'm ever just me, I'm not worthy enough to be around. I have to earn it. I got to be a champion. I got to be better. I got to be better. I got to be better. Because just me, I'm not worthy enough to be allowed to stay around. Is that how you feel?
Absolutely. Yep. You won't even believe who love you really until you lose. When you lose, then those people are there for you, you know?
Yeah, that's why they say your real friends are the one that are coming in the door when everybody else is going out.
That's true.
That's right.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, next, Gina says that she really worries that if she ever left Brian, he could, and I quote, become a danger to society. We're going to find out why she says that after the break.
Change your outlook, change your life.
You really get at the heart of this
with Professor of Behavioral Economics, Dan Ariely.
We are surrounded by other entities that control the environment and therefore change our decisions.
If you don't want to eat too much, set your environment up to support you when you don't feel like doing it.
Fill in the blanks.
You go to the supermarket, and guess what? They control the environment. They decide what's at eye level.
Available on Apple Podcast and Spotify.
Closed captioning provided by...
Facing leaks takes strength. So here's to the strong who trust in our performance and comfortable, long-lasting protection. Because your strength is supported by ours. Depend. The only thing stronger than us is you.
Your dry skin story changes from one day to the next. Try Eucerin Advanced Repair and switch. It doubles your skin's moisture and repairs dry skin over time. So tomorrow can be a different story. Eucerin, recommended and used by dermatologists.
Motorcycle accidents happen fast.
The insurance company, I knew not to trust them.
I needed a tough lawyer.
You deserve more, and you deserve respect.
That's why I called De Oliveira and Associates.
Call De Oliveira and Associates on the Hurt Line right now.
How can you pick which bed in the box is right for you? The boxes all look the same.
Inside, they're different. Try before you buy at Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses. Cardi's now has purple. Experience the comfort of purple at guaranteed lowest Nairobi prices.
Rain, snow, mud. Hurry to Toyota's special savings event, where new Toyotas are arriving daily. Ready yourself for the toughest conditions with 2.49% APR for up to 72 months on a rugged Tacoma 4x4. And Tacoma comes with Toyota Safety Sense and 2 years no-cost maintenance. Get your rain, snow, and mud-ready Toyota at our special savings event. See your New England Toyota dealer, your all-wheel drive headquarters. Toyota, let's go places.
Hurt in a car wreck? I'm attorney Rob Levine. Getting you all your money without making you go to court is what we do. But if they won't pay up, we'll fight them here in the courtroom. It's your health, your money, and your pain and suffering. It's all about you, and what you get matters. If you've been injured, call me. There are no upfront costs, and you win, or it's free. I'm attorney Rob Levine, the heavy hitter. And around here, you matter.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 1-800-LAW-1222.
Leather furniture comes in a variety of colors and styles.
Its comfort is legendary, and its durability is phenomenal.
Shop the largest leather selection. Choose from the very latest fashions.
With no interest financing till September 2026. Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses.
You want a law firm that won't put up with the insurance company's games, delays, or lowball offers? Call a law firm with the experience and resources to get you all the money you deserve. Call De Oliveira and Associates on the Hurt Line right now.
Brian the Bull Barboza.
Brian is adored by so many people because he's, the boxer, Brian the Bull. Everybody who knows him knows that he has these issues, but they still have no problem blessing him, handing him money, giving him rides, whatever he asks for, he can get. He is one of Rhode Island's prize fighters, and he totally feeds off that. It feeds his ego and uses it at this point to manipulate and get his way. His popularity absolutely gets in the way of making good progress and getting him well, because he always has somebody there to enable him.
And Gina's biggest worry is that if she left Brian, his propensity for violence outside the ring would return. And Brian says, no, I'm a teddy bear, and only raises his fist for money or in self-defense.
Brian's been violent with all of his exes that I have spoke to. He's a savage in the ring, and he's a savage outside the ring.
The only way I can be violent is if you pay me $150,000 to $550,000 to be violent in the ring.
One woman had to get reconstructive surgery on her kneecap. He went to prison for approximately 2 years for what was originally charged as attempted murder. It was dropped down to, I think, assault with a deadly for brutally beating up a man.
I was in a house trying to deal drugs, and a certain individual come towards me, so I was just protecting myself.
Brian said that he tapped the guy in the head with a fire iron stick, but that's not even close to accurate. They literally had to pull fragments of this man's skull out of his brain. Brian's violent behavior serves him very well in the ring. He has to be an animal. He has to be evil. He has to take control. And that's how he was so successful. But he cannot differentiate how to behave in the ring and how to behave out of the ring.
I'm a big softy. Outside the ring, I'm the friendliest guy you'll ever meet.
Brian gets away with so much because he's Brian the Bull Barbosa. Whether it's police, it's judges, courts, he gets away with way more than just the average Joe.
I'm here to get better, not to get criticized or to get put down. I am not by any stretch of the imagination in my right state of mind violent.
But when you're not in your right state of mind, you acknowledge you can be violent.
Absolutely.
Now, Brian's not only a world-class boxer and Gina's fiance, he's also the father of 5 daughters. And one of those daughters is here. We'll be right back.
Thursday on an all-new Dr. Phil.
Dustin is 6 feet tall and weighs just 120 pounds.
A 17-year battle with bulimia.
I first started growing up to lose weight, and then I realized I could eat as much as I wanted. I had no enamel left on my teeth.
Are you trying to kill yourself slowly?
No, sir.
It's something you're automatically doing it. Is that what you told me? He says he's purging 80 times a day. He's killing himself.
That's Thursday.
Closed captioning provided by...
Your pet was born to love meat. Feed a high-protein, meat-rich formula to satisfy their wild side. And now find Blue Wilderness at Target.
What can I do with less asthma? With Dupixent, I can do more beginner's yoga. Namaste. Surprise parties. Aw, you guys. Dupixent helps prevent asthma attacks. Agree! So I can do more of the things I love. Dupixent is not for sudden breathing problems. It's an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma that can improve lung function for better breathing in as little as 2 weeks and can reduce or even eliminate oral steroids. And here's something important. Dupixent can cause serious allergic reactions, including anaphylaxis. Get help right away if you have rash, shortness of breath, chest pain, tingling, or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection, and don't change or stop your asthma treatments, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Are you ready to do more with less asthma? Just ask your asthma specialist about Dupixent.
Sometimes, medical mistakes are made that can cause serious injury.
It was clear that things weren't dealt with properly. It was a misdiagnosis. My child has cerebral palsy. It didn't feel right to say it, but I knew.
The procedure was done incorrectly.
I knew things went wrong. I just wanted the truth.
Tell them you've called D'Oliveira and Associates. They'll help you get the answers and benefits you deserve.
Confidentially and free.
Call D'Oliveira and Associates on the Hurt line right now.
A 1,200-pound praying mantis, a 10-foot-tall daddy longlegs, and more gargantuan bugs have invaded Green Animals Topiary Garden in Portsmouth, Rhode Island. Don't miss David Rogers' Big Bugs before they buzz away. Ends October 3rd. Visit newportmansions.org. Nobody in the world sells more real estate than RE/MAX. If you're looking to sell or buy a new home, contact Deb and John Blanchette at 401-335-3344 or visit BlanchettGroup.com.
Brian has 5 daughters. He's a terrible dad. He forgets to call them on their birthday. He probably doesn't even remember when their birthdays are. They don't get anything for Christmas. One of his daughters, Deani, lost her mom when she was 6. Brian's relationship with Deani has been very rocky. She has seen the demon in him, seen him drunk, seen him be verbally abusive to me. I've taken her under my wing. She's very special to me.
Gina says the one championship belt she wishes Brian would win is for best dad. But that just hasn't happened yet. Now, Deani says her dad was absent most of her life, and despite their issues, she says she loves her dad, but just doesn't know how much longer she can sit by and watch him unravel his own life.
I love my father, but I can't be around him if he keeps continuing to be this person that is hurtful to his family, who doesn't treat his family right or his fiance. Recently, we had an altercation at home. My dad was verbally attacking Gina, and I wasn't going to allow that, so I got involved. He pushed me to the side. It was bad. I worry about Gina. Any other woman would have left by now. When I was growing up, my dad was never around. He was in and out of prison. He would send letters promising that we'll be a family and he'll be back. But when he got out, he just disappeared. He would call on birthdays and he wouldn't even know how old I was.
Deani, who lost her mother, was very tough with her because for a while she had resentment towards me. And she was... I don't look at her like how she is today. I look at her how she used to be with me. It's not easy. It's not easy, man, because I don't look at her like now, you know, I look at her when she was a kid. I should have been there, but I didn't care about her. I didn't care about me. I didn't care about nothing. I didn't care about nothing.
This trip to Dr. Phil is pretty much the end of the road here. We can't get better after this. I don't know where we're going to be.
Johnny, thank you for being here.
Of course.
What do you miss from your father? What do you need from him? What do you miss from him?
I need you to be a father, but I want us to have a normal relationship, and not just me, but for all of us.
So you feel kind of abandoned by your dad?
Yeah, I mean, he says he has abandonment issues, but he put that on me.
What do you hear her saying?
There's nothing I can say, but there's things that I have to do. That's what I hear her saying. Like, I just got to do now. You know, I can't talk no more.
And I want you to understand why some of this is happening. And I sent Brian to, in my opinion, the world-class neuroradiologist, because I wanted to do a scan of his brain. And so we took a really sophisticated look at his brain, and we're going to find out the results when we come back.
When you skip the rinse with Finish Quantum, you save up to 20 gallons of water each time. Finish Quantum, with Active Glue technology, has the power to remove the toughest stains without pre-rinsing for dishes so clean they shine. Join Finish and skip the rinse to save our water.
Is struggling to manage your type 2 diabetes knocking you out of your zone? Lowering your A1C with once weekly Ozempic can help you get back in it.
My zone, lowering my A1C, CV risk, and losing some weight. Now, back to the game.
Ozempic is proven to lower A1C. Most people who took Ozempic reached an A1C under 7 and maintained it. And you may lose weight. Adults lost on average up to 12 pounds. In adults also with known heart disease, Ozempic lowers the risk of major cardiovascular events such as heart attack, stroke, or death.
Ozempic helped me get back in my type 2 diabetes zone.
Ozempic isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. Don't share needles or pens or reuse needles. Don't take Ozempic if you or your family ever had medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2 or if allergic to it. Stop Ozempic and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or an allergic reaction. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Tell your provider about vision problems or changes. Taking Ozempic with a sulfonylurea or insulin may increase low blood sugar risk. Side effects like nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea may lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems.
Looking to get back in your type 2 diabetes zone? Ask your healthcare provider today about once weekly Ozempic.
You may pay as little as $25 for a 3-month prescription.
Smoking caused my lung cancer. They put this in me.
to drain the fluid. Every day I prayed that they would remove it. My tip is be careful what you wish for. That chest tube hurt a lot more coming out than it did going in.
Call 1-800-QUIT-NOW for help getting free medication.
Our biggest fan has grown a lot over the last 10 years. And here at Window World, we've done a lot of growing too. Extending our product lines, perfecting installations, and streamlining processes.
That means you get the very best windows, siding, and doors at the very best prices. Right now, get 8 windows or 4 windows and a patio door for as low as $105 per month installed.
Thank you for welcoming us into your homes. We look forward to serving you for the next decade. Window World,
America's exterior remodeler.
People were afraid I was contagious. I felt gross.
It was kind of a shock after I started Cosentyx.
4 years clear.
Real people with psoriasis look and feel better with Cosentyx. Don't use it if you're allergic to Cosentyx. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. An increased risk of infections, some serious, and the lowered ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor about an infection or symptoms, or if you've had a vaccine or plan to. Tell your doctor if your Crohn's disease symptoms develop or worsen. Serious allergic reactions may occur. Learn more at Cosentyx.com.
Pinpoint Weather 12, most accurate in East Providence.
Joining us is Dr. Bradley Jabbour. Now, he is a leading neuroradiologist, and he is a senior member of the American Society of Neuroradiology. He received the prestigious Certificate of Merit Award from the Radiological Society of North America. He was appointed to the radiology faculty at UCLA, where he was attending professor in head and neck radiology and was chief neuroradiologist at the VA UCLA Medical Center. He's an expert on impact trauma on brain and has pioneered cutting-edge breakthroughs in imaging. And Dr. Jabbour, thank you for taking the time to see this gentleman and do a workup. Yeah, we often think about brain injury as something that is a catastrophic thing, like going through the windshield or falling and hitting your head on the sidewalk. But research is showing that repetitive impact on the brain over and over again, not huge impact, but just repetitive impact, can have a significant effect. True?
Yeah. I think we call it subconcussive impact. So multiple smacks on the head where you don't lose consciousness, we found accumulatively actually is worse in some instances than having 1 or 2 concussions.
You've had how many fights?
I probably have like 200.
Yeah.
With at least 10 to 20 punches to the head per round.
You did some very sophisticated evaluation of the brain. Can we go to the screen and let's look at what you found out? Okay. Is it okay to do that? Start with you? Let's see what we did. So, Dr. Jabbour, come up and let's walk through this. Okay, what are we seeing here, Dr.
So
Jabbour?
we can see this is Brian's face, and we're looking into the brain. We're using this very advanced technique. We're able to measure the volume and the wiring in the brain.
Okay, and did this show any abnormalities?
Yes, it did.
All right, next slide, please. Okay, so this looks at volume loss, and always in an MRI, the patient's right is our left.
That's correct.
So this is the right-hand side of the brain.
That's correct.
Okay, what do we see?
So we can see very dramatically how much bigger these spaces are on the right side compared to the left. It's just slit-like, slightly bigger. Here, a slit-like much bigger, which means that the brain tissue on the right of the patient has shrunk.
Same thing here.
Same thing here, but in addition, a third space has developed abnormally, which is when this membrane is shaken from multiple punches, a space develops, the membrane opens out and fills with fluid, rushes in, and you end up with 3 spaces, 1, 2, 3 instead of 2.
Do you consider this significant brain pathology?
Yes.
Okay, next slide. Okay, what are we looking at here, doctor?
Here what we're seeing is scar tissue. So we see that white area in multiple areas of the brain.
So we've seen a reduction in size, particularly on the right. The fluid spaces have expanded, and we're seeing scar tissue. Yes. So again, this is significant pathology.
This is significant pathology.
Okay, let's go to the next slide. Okay, now we have a lot of focal information here, right?
Yes. all areas that have low numbers are areas where the brain has shrunk tremendously, so tremendously that 95% of people have a bigger brain in that area than Brian.
Okay, so, for example, we're seeing here in the lateral occipital lobe, he's at the 1 percentile. Means 99% of the people have what?
Have a bigger brain, occipital lobe than him, and this goes along with the frontal lobe is very low. From impact, you get diminished volume in the front and then in the back, because the occipital lobe is in the back and the frontal lobe is there, so your brain is smashing front and back.
Okay, now here we have Brian's brain, and here we have a normal brain, and we can clearly see that in the executive brain there is diminished metabolism in this area. What's the impact of that?
So this is the command central of the brain, and if you switch off this brain, you can end up, this region of brain, you end up with a lot of the symptoms that we heard Brian was talking about: memory issues, control issues, impulse control in the frontal lobes, executive decision making, poor decision making. All of that, it could be related to frontal lobe.
So this isn't just all psychological on his part. He has a neurological inability to do some of the things that he needs to do, or inhibit some of the things that he needs to inhibit.
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's sit down and talk about this in more detail. Okay. First off, it's clear that Brian has suffered significant brain damage.
It's very significant.
What we know, with particularly the brain being the resilient mechanism that it is that one part of the brain can take over for other parts of the brain, and this is something that can be treated with Brian, and we can wake up some areas that have kind of gone to sleep. We can calm down some areas that are overspeeding, and we can greatly improve his brain function over what it is now.
Absolutely.
What do you hear all of this saying and adding up to, and what questions do you have?
It's depressing for me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm disappointed that this is going on in my life. We went and we had some tests done by other quote unquote good neurologists, doctors, whatever, but nothing like this.
No, not even close.
Not even close, man. I mean, you totally changed my life.
The brain can heal itself if you do the right things. We can bring this back.
Whatever it
Correct?
takes.
Yeah, definitely.
He's saying that this can be treated, where these areas can be reinvigorated. You can increase electrical activity and circulatory activity to these areas and wake these areas up. True?
Yeah, yes.
I'm not offering this as an excuse for his behavior. I'm offering it as an explanation for some of his behavior, and now the responsibility is on him to grab a hold of this information, act on it, and get himself the care that he needs. And with this, this brain can be enhanced, and you will see all of those functions lift, including depression, impulse control, memory, a lot.
I definitely need
back. Yeah. Fair enough?
Incredible. I'm speechless. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Dr. Jabbour is amazing. A hand for Dr. Jabbour, please. Now, switching gears, Daily Mail TV has launched its 5th season with amazing exclusives that you're going to hear about next. Closed captioning provided by...
Your pet was born to love meat. Feed a high-protein, meat-rich formula to satisfy their wild side. Find Blue Wilderness at Petco.
Why hide your skin if Dupixent has your moderate to severe eczema or atopic dermatitis under control?
Hide my skin? Not me.
By hitting eczema where it counts, Dupixent helps heal your skin from within, keeping you one step ahead of eczema. And that means long-lasting, clearer skin and fast itch relief for adults.
Hide my skin? Not me.
By helping to control eczema with Dupixent, you can show more with less eczema. Don't use if you're allergic to Dupixent. Serious allergic reactions can occur, including anaphylaxis, which is severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes, or a parasitic infection. If you take asthma medicines, don't change or stop them without talking to your doctor. When you help heal your skin from within, you can change how your skin looks and feels. And that's the kind of change you notice. Talk to your eczema specialist about Dupixent, a breakthrough eczema treatment.
It began with a Target 12 investigation into a controversial land deal involving the governor's chief of staff. Tony, you got a second for us? The key question we wanted to answer, did someone use their high-powered position to get special treatment?
Jim, I've done nothing wrong.
We spent weeks unearthing new details. The Attorney General opened an investigation. Now that senior official has stepped down. Another Target 12 investigation making an impact.
This summer marks the 25th anniversary of the founding of Mission Broadcasting. Nancy Smith, Mission's majority shareholder, leads the largest woman-owned television station group in the country. In honor of our silver anniversary and our commitment to the community, Mission has donated to a food bank in your area. We encourage you to help in our effort to feed those who are less fortunate by a contribution of your time or money. Together, we can make a difference. Thank you for watching.
At Aspen Dental, we help you find your happy place, like milkshake mustaches, high fives, and high dives, or 3-on-3s, 2-on-2s, and 1-on-1s. We see how these moments make us smile, so we make it easy to share your smile with safe and convenient care all in one place, with evening and weekend hours. Right now, new patients get a complete exam and x-rays free without insurance. Plus, everyone saves 20% on their treatment plan. Celebrate life's happiest moments. Call 1-800-ASPEN-DENTAL or book online today.
Family Feud, weeknights at 7 on Fox Providence.
I've been watching the launch of Season 5 of Daily Mail TV, and they are killing it this year. The Emmy-winning show, executive produced by my son Jay, Carla Pennington, and myself, celebrates the very best of DailyMail.com. They just announced a high-profile, controversial journalist is joining their stellar team. More on that in a moment. Now, before we meet the show's award-winning host, Thomas Roberts, let's take a look at what we can expect from the new season.
Daily Mail. Daily Mail. All new. Season 5. With 5 great reasons to watch. Stories you'll only see one place.
Are you ready to catch up?
Voted exclusives that will blow you away.
Are they headed to the altar?
Breaking news.
Pretty revolting behavior.
The biggest stories of the day and the most compelling true crime.
We always got away with it.
Well, please welcome to the show the host of Daily Mail TV, Thomas Roberts, who joins me live from New York virtually. Thomas, how you doing?
Dr. Feud, it's so great to see you. Thank you so much. And congratulations to you. 20th season for you and Robin. It is amazing, and I would say that you don't look a day over 19 seasons old.
Yeah, well, thanks. Well, congratulations on kicking off Season 5. Your newest recruit at DailyMail.com is Meghan McCain, and you recently talked to her fresh off of her controversial departure from The View.
I just thought it was such an interesting opportunity to work for a news site that I know for a fact incredibly powerful politicians read, my girlfriends from high school read. Like, that's what I love about the Daily Mail is it runs the gamut of audiences. I feel like everybody in America reads it and your traffic numbers don't lie. And being able to have that kind of platform is just, I don't know, I couldn't say no. So I'm really excited.
You and Meghan actually go way back, right? You've known her for quite some time. In fact, she attended your wedding back in 2012, right?
Correct. Meghan is a dear old friend, yes. And I'm so excited that she's coming on board because she has a lot to say, Dr. Phil. You know what I mean? She had a lot to say on The View. The first exclusive interview Meghan gave was to me after leaving that show. And we expect nothing but the best from her because Her first column is coming out this week for DailyMail.com, and I want to convince her to be on Daily Mail TV as much as possible. We are very proud to have her on board.
Well, absolutely. One thing that stood out about your shows last week was your exclusive interview with Sharon Osborne. We know that there's been a lot of controversy with her leaving the talk. Tell me about that.
Yeah, Sharon had a really tough spring in 2021, and her professional identity was rocked after leaving that show, a show that she had been a part of since its inception, and a place where she had felt at home. Now, this is a very telling interview that we had with her, an exclusive, where she invites us into her home and explains many of the details from behind the scenes, the context of things that we did not understand at the time.
We have a clip from that interview. Let's take a look.
I do want to return to TV, but I want to produce shows. You got to evolve. And, what am I going to do? Am I going to be a judge again? No. I'm not going to go on another TV show that's talk, because I know right now it's not a safe place to be. Because the slightest thing, and you have half the nation. I don't want to put myself up for that grief. I really don't.
Well, she's really right. It seems like right now there's a hair trigger, and people are just ready to leap on anything anybody says, not really who they are, but just what they may say in the moment. YouTube sensation Jake Paul also stopped by. What's going on with him?
Well, Dr. Phil, he has had a very interesting life, and he's only 24 years old, and he's been a part of, say, our pop culture lexicon for a decade now. And he and his brother have made names for themselves with some viral antics. Well, now he is shifting gears, and he wants to focus on the next portion or chapter of his life as he moves on into the next quarter of his life, and the boxing ring. And this kid is a good fighter, and he is proving that in the ring, and he is also proving how he wants to redeem himself and his image with a new foundation called Boxing Bullies, which is all about going up against, bullying behaviors and education about bullying tactics, but also providing confidence to kids about how to fight back literally. And we're going to see a lot of people with this interview got to see a new side of him, one where he shows some empathy, also shows some consideration and some remorse for his past.
It seems to me that he has kind of turned over a new leaf, that we'll see how long it lasts. So, Thomas, thank you so much for talking to us. I can't wait to see what you have in store for us coming up this season. It's going to be exciting. I know that. There's never a dull moment around Daily Mail TV, so we'll look forward to it. Thanks for talking to us.
Phil. Thank you so much. And send my love to Robin. Thank you so much. Great to see you.
Okay. I want to thank all of my guests today, and a special thanks to the host of Daily Mail TV, Thomas Roberts. Season 5 of Daily Mail TV is here. Showtimes can be found at dailymailtv.com. Be sure to tune in to my weekly podcast, Fill in the Blanks, where I discuss and examine interesting topics. I will see you next time. Be safe. Take care.